Budget. Why not get done? This is basically. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shabka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Raba'ah. Radizaka. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Hawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Dalanaw. Lakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Allah. Yahya now. Banasai one. Above. Shine now. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Baka. Amalakwa. Wa'ala. Wa'atapar. Lawalayim. Amma.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Give us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Alahari. Mayan. Yaba'ah. Azaria. Ma'ain. Yahweh. Isha. Shemayim. Warataza. Al-Yatan. Amawat. Ragalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Ana'ah. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashan. Shamar. Yashala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al. Yad. Yamyanka. Yamam. Hashemash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Bayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makal. Ra'ai. Yashamar. Atnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Tazata. Mabuaka. Mayata. Why? I will not.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes. Unto the hill. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee. Will not slumber. Behold. He that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Prayer for the Hakaka, power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Bakashah. Dalanawa. Hakak. Raba'ah. Kalmakala. Kalmadawa. Hakak. Latahar. Amatazarai. Hakak. Lahaki. Hamaki. Hakak. Arakawah. Tamala. Nagarsha. Bashim Yahushua.
The power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai. Please give us the power.
The
power to heal all manner of sickness.
And
all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers.
The
power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it.
For to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua.
Barak Lanawa.
Barak Lanawa.
Wayasha
Wayasha Allah.
Wabiyah.
Wahabaya.
Pari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah.
Magun.
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 Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once.
ISBK Minnesota.
ISBK Minnesota.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Angels.
Angels.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
Officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
Students.
Students.
Sisters.
Sisters.
Children.
Children.
All of Israel.
All of Israel. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
All of ISBK.
All of ISBK.
All of ISBK Haiti.
All of ISBK Haiti.
All of ISBK Mexico.
All of ISBK Mexico.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua.
Tawaramah.
Bless Israel in English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Bless us in Israel.
Bless us in Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless He'll protect.
Bless He'll protect.
Loved ones.
The loved ones.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayah.
Adamiyah.
Lakah.
Lakah.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa-Al-Tashakwa.
Al-Tashakwa.
Al.
Al.
Yahana.
Yahana.
Al-Yabika.
Yabika.
Yahama.
Yaham.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Mak.
Yayama.
Yariyam.
Sawara.
Sawara.
Wayata.
Wayat.
Yatazawa.
Naitazara.
Al-Tazawapanka.
Al-Tazapanka.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Lakawa.
Kawa.
Wanakidam.
Makidam.
Galia.
Galia.
Wala'ah.
Allah.
Yasakar.
Yasakar.
Sham.
Sham.
Yashala.
Sha'ala.
Haywada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Yaya.
Nayatazawa.
Nazawa.
Alaba.
Rabba.
Yakadwa.
Yakab.
Aliyaka.
Ayat.
Arya.
Barya.
Yaryak. Yatwa.
Tarawatu.
Alia.
Ali.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Why?
Ra.
Yashamai.
Yashima.
Alayam.
Alayam.
Moaba.
Mawa'ab.
Gargario.
Magari.
Gabal.
Ball.
Waimawan.
Waimawan.
Waimalak.
Waimalak.
Galashah.
Alisha.
Ain.
Nine.
Yashabia.
Yashab.
Tazawar.
Tazabor.
Gum.
Gum.
Ashabor.
Ashbor.
Nalawa. My mom.
Sluggy. Nalawi.
Nalawa.
Nalawi.
Amam.
Amam.
Hayawa.
Hayab.
Zarwa.
Zarwa.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Nawat.
Selah.
Salah.
Ashah.
Ashar.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamadia.
Kamadi.
Kasiyah Sarah.
Asiya Sarah.
Kayabia.
Kayab.
Banakao.
Manakao.
Yashwan.
Kriyash.
Nashamadwa.
Nashima.
Bayan Dara.
Bayan Daar.
Hayawa.
Hayab.
Daman.
Daman.
Ladama.
Adam.
Shatama.
Shantam.
Nara.
Nara.
Yab.
Yab.
Mawa.
Mav.
Kairab.
Kaira.
Wakaza Abba.
Masa'ab.
Wakazabat.
Asbat.
Wakatazal.
Kataso.
Manai.
Nana.
Ka.
Call.
Nasir Kamwa.
Nasir Kam.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Marwa.
Marwa.
Nairasha.
Narash.
Lanawa.
Lanaw.
Ah.
Az.
Nawat.
Nawat.
Alahai.
Alahai.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Shatamwa.
Shatam.
Gauka.
Gav.
Kwash.
Kwash.
Panya.
Nubani.
Raka'a.
Raka'a.
Tash.
Ash.
Shayabara.
Tarabai.
Yara.
Yara.
Wakalahaba.
Hal.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Haryam.
Hari.
Khan.
Khan.
Dardama.
Dardak.
Basiraka.
Basrat.
Obasa.
Bas.
Patka.
Pas.
Tabalaham.
Talaham.
Mala'a.
Malaa.
Panyaham.
Hayam.
Dalawan.
Palwan.
Bayabakashwa.
Abakwash.
Ka.
Shika.
Yahawa.
Yahaw.
Yabashwa.
Bash.
Bayaba'awa.
Baba.
Idea.
I.
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 Wayakapawa.
Par.
Wayabadwa.
Baba.
Wayadawa.
Dab.
Kayata.
Kayat.
Shamka.
Shika.
Yahawa.
Yahaw.
Baka.
Labat.
Aliyawan.
Aliyawan.
Al.
Al.
Kal.
Kal.
Aharataza.
Aratiza. In English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Below.
thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate
And
thee
they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have
against
taken-
thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted together. And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come,
Come.
let's cut them off of being a nation.
let us cut them off from their nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more.
The name of Israel may be no more
And remember,
in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together with one consent.
They are confederate against
They are confederate against you.
the tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Israelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
The Garenes.
The Garenes.
Gabal.
Gabal.
And Ammon.
And
Amalek. The Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also was joined with them.
Ashur also was joined with them.
They have hope for the children of Lot.
Hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Doing to them as unto the Midianites.
Doing to them as the Midianites.
As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which Paris had endured. They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make the nobles like Orid.
Make the nobles like Orid.
And like Zeeb.
And like Zeeb.
Yea. All the princes as Sabbath.
All the princes as Sabbath.
And as Moon. Who said, let's take to ourselves.
Let's take to ourselves.
The houses of God in possession.
Houses of God in possession.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the wind.
And stubble for the wind.
As a fire burneth the wood.
Fire burneth the wood.
And as a flame set the mountains on fire.
As a flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempests.
Persecute them with thy tempests.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Lord.
O Lord.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Let them be confounded in trouble.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou.
That men may know that thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Whose name alone is Yahweh.
Art the most high over all the earth.
Most high over all the earth.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
See evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen. That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
Princes.
The priests.
Priests.
The Israelite brothers.
Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
See evils and curses.
The evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure.
Shake loose the treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
The rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
Into thy sanctuary.
Into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites. And the nations.
The nations.
And the drug dealers. The court systems. The prison systems. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalekites and the gods and armies.
Amalekites and the gods and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Cosmopolitans. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Works of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. In the airways. The cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. And try to stop us. From broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief. And the murder. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael and Gabriel. Come down to flying saucers. To punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As you speak thy word. Cause we know by all. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. Always. So be it.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yahweh Shem Shai Barakatah. Sorry.
Like Shabbat.
Shabbat,
you seated?
Next time, don't sit down until you tell me to sit down. You understand? You hear me? Ezekiel 15 chapter. All right, Shalom, Israel. Back again with another Sabbath service. All right. All right, so today we are going to go over Ezekiel the 15th chapter. Finally made it to the 15th. Okay. If anybody has any questions or concerns, type it in the chat. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Okay. Any question that you may have, we'll try to get to it. Otherwise, we are going to move forward with the service. Okay. If there's anybody that we missed as far as prayers, don't worry about it. We say the prayers at the end of class as well. So you get that opportunity. Okay. Just a little crunch for time. All right. We ain't going to be too long. We will touch on a few things and carry on. All right, so you may begin in the Tanakh. Oh, yeah, in the Tanakh. Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to read the 15th chapter, verses 1 through 7 in the Tanakh, okay? If you don't know what that is, that's the Hebrew that we read into every feast, or every high holy day or holy convocation. Okay.
15
1 through 7. Ezekiel 15 1 through 7. Also, to share the content, Mr. Wada, and shalom once again to the brothers and sisters who signed in. Just give us a moment here.
Ezekiel chapter 15, verse 1. Ban, Adam, Ma'ah, Yahaya, Aitazah, Agapan, Makal, Aitazah, Azam, Wara, Ashar, Ayaha, Baitaziah, Ayar. Wait a minute. Is it part one should look real small here, right? So we started with 2.
Okay.
So it's so small, I didn't know it was there. Verse 1. Ayaya, Wayaya, Dabar, Ayawa, Alia, Lamar. Verse 2. Ban, Adam, Ma'ah, Yahaya, Aitazah, Agapan, Akal, Aitazah, Azam, Wa'ara, Ashar, Ahaya, Bayataziah, Ayar. Verse 3. Ayaquak, Mama Nawa, Aitazah, Elishawat, Lamalakah, Yakwakawa, Mamanawa, Yatad, Latalawa, Alayawa, Kalia, Anaa, Laash, Nathan, La Kala, Shania. Quatazawa. Dayan. Yawa. Akala. Ash. Quatazawa. Yawa. Akala. Ash. Watawa. Kawa. Nakar. Ayatazalak. Lamalak Ka. Verse 5. Ana. Bayawa Tawa. Tamayam. La. Yasha. Lamalaka. Ah. Kaya. Ash. Akalata Tawa. Wayakar. Wainasha. Iwad. Lamalaka. Verse 6. Lakan. Ka. Amar. Adanya. Yahweh. Kashar. Aitaza. Agapan. Baitaza. Ayar. Ashar. Natayetawa. Lash. La Kala. Khan. Natataya. Ah. Yashabaya. Yawala Shalom. Verse 7. Wanatatya. Ah. Hanya. Baam. Maash. Ayatazawa. Yatazawa. Waash. Dakalam. Wayad. Adam. Kaya. Anya. Yahweh. Bashawamya. Ah. Anya. Baam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Remember. All right. Damn right. All right. So that was 7 precepts, 7 verses in Ezekiel, chapter 15. Okay. All right. So with chapter 15, before we get into it, let's see here. Actually, you know what? Actually, give me a favor. Can you read me verse 8? So now, usually we don't do this, right? But yeah, verse 8, because that's the last verse. 15.
In Hebrew?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you see right here.
Oh, okay.
So we usually don't do this, but since there's only one more verse left, might as well stab at it, and then we are going to recap like we always do. Okay.
Okay. Verse 8. Wanatatya. Ah. Arataza. Shamama. Ayan. Malawa. Maal. Naam. Adanya. Yahweh. That's verse 8.
All right. So there you have it. So it's only 8 verses in the chapter 15. But once again, we are going to double back and recap. Just for those that wasn't here last week, for those who did not, watch online, so to speak. Okay. And what's important to know is in order to understand these scriptures, you got to be in class. If you're not physically able to come, watch online. Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you can get these knowledge, so that way you can ask less questions about this chapter because we just went over it. And then now you know how to break it down. You know, if you are an officer or a trooper, now an officer. Now you know how to properly dissect it and present it and break it down. All right. Okay, so I want to go to verse, let's see. Can we go to Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 21?
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 21. For thus said the Lord God, how much more when I send my 4 sword judgments upon Jerusalem, the sword, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence, to cut off from it man and beast.
Right. So right now this is happening, as you may know. There's a lot of death in the air with all the things that it mentioned. See what I'm saying? The Most High is using the sword against us, meaning
Right.
weapons, not just your physical weapons, but devices. See what I'm saying? Also, too, pestilence, famine. Don't you know that the shortage of food is very scarce for a lot of people? Me and Officer Tarot were just speaking about what's happening right now, or really what has been happening for a very long time to the Gadites, as far as how the homelessness, not having a lack of resources. That's why in ISPK, in about another 2 weeks or so, we will be going up to the reservations in Milwaukee to provide for our people. And this is a serious job, man, because it's about to get real cold, and we have to make sure that they are protected in every way possible. They have every resource that we can provide them. Meanwhile, once again, the only people that I have been seeing speaking up is the ISPK.
Right.
Nobody else. Like, everybody else is just quiet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is just very, very much quiet, and everybody's, pretty much slumbering on all the events that's occurring in the earth today. They just said also too, COVID in Minnesota is rising up to the point where children are getting it now more than ever. And that just came out maybe last week. You know what I mean? For those that need to pay attention to what's going on. You know what I mean? If you're not serving the Lord, your children might be in harm's way. And you might be affected by that COVID. And a lot of those children that are getting affected are dying. And also, too, is something going on with the COVID to where,
the door.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. Next time, if you hear the door, just go ahead and get up. All right? You ain't got to stare at it. You just go ahead and help. Okay? So, with that, it's causing a group age of children to it's affecting their mental health, meaning to the point where they're on suicide watch.
Right.
So that's something that's pretty new when it comes to this COVID. Like everyone thought that it was just gonna pass by and pass through. It's not. It might be around for 5 more years, 10 more years, if we even got that much time on the earth before Yahushua returns.
Right.
But and then you have a second strand, what's called something Delta.
Delta variants.
We
got there's another one. Actually, it's 3.
I think, yeah.
The other one is not so famous.
Yeah, this one that I just hear about that's messing with your mental to the point where it's causing you to want to kill yourself because of all the agony and pain. That's something I've never heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, which one is that?
I mean, I don't know the name of it, but as of recent news, I was just told, and then I seen online that the kids that are being admitted in the hospital because of this COVID, a lot of children are being attacked by the COVID, and they end up in the hospital, and some are on suicide watch because there's so much pain and agony that they want to end it.
Damn.
So yeah, so imagine that. Most people that have COVID, it hits you so hard that you can't even get out the bed. So the fact that you're really struggling to really try to hurt yourself, you know what I mean? That's something different. I never heard that as a side effect or symptoms.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's all to say And this is the Most High. He is the one that's behind everything that you are seeing in the earth. And he is trying to give you a message, but in order to receive that message, you got to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Otherwise, you and your family will be affected. Okay? All right, you want to keep going unless you want to say something?
Okay. I want to go to verse 22?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 22. Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings, and ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it.
Now, when it says, "Ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Israel," upon Jerusalem, is he really meaning that, like, yeah, like you should be comforted based on your evil doing?
Right, like you'd be comfortable, and that's not the case.
It's not. It's a bit of sarcasm.
What it really means is you'll see why.
Yeah.
You know, you'll have all these questions at first, man. Why is the Lord doing this? Why is the Lord doing that?
Right.
And then when the Lord bring forth the remnants of the sons and daughters, then you'll be like, damn, okay.
Right.
I see it.
Right.
Because you're going to start to see twerking. You're going to start to see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gang banging coons. You're going to start to see all of that, and then you'll be like, you're going to see all the coons and the sellouts and all of that, and then you'll be like, okay, I understand.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it means to be comforted in this context.
Right.
To be comforted means I understand.
Right.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is righteous.
Right.
And when you come to that conclusion, that's you being comforted in this.
Right.
And now you just got to go from there to try and stop all of this from going on. Mm-hmm. That the Lord will have mercy upon that remnant.
Right there. Right. And that's really what it's talking about, man. So, I mean, and the message is you got to get yourself in order. You got to get yourself in order. In the ISUK, man, this is the place of a safe haven. This is a place where you are protected. You don't have the issues that people in the world are going through right now. Like, I mean, the murder rate is going up in Minnesota. I believe specifically Minneapolis, which is not really too much of a surprise. Also, too, St. Paul. Every day for the past week or two, I just been seeing a lot more, cases that's going on in St. Paul. It's all the death, and it's only within our own people.
Right.
Now you got a few cases of other different ethnicities who are, part of crimes or who have died in a car crash due to drug abuse, alcohol abuse. See what I'm saying? Being on their phones. Like the Lord is turning this place upside down.
Right.
And if you do not want to be upside down with it, you know what you got to do.
Right.
And we say this we say that all the time, every class. And you got to keep saying it until it happens.
Right.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, white people are starting to see what it's like to not get justice.
Yeah.
With that, what's his name? Rittenhouse? What's his name?
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
They're starting to see what it's like not to get justice. Now, they starting to understand what the hell we go through. At first, I thought he was, a devil that killed some black people. That's what I thought at first.
Right.
Then I found out, but then I started noticing all the people they was interviewing was white people.
Right.
But then I found out, he killed 2 white people, right, and wounded and injured another one.
Right.
And boy, look at this. They had to taste some of the stuff that we get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. This dude ended up getting like $1 million, and from a Christian organization. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was with that right wing party and all of that, and they taking care of their own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this dude, he didn't. From what I seen, he ain't have no job, no anything. He was just one of those dummies that they use, in those organizations right there. Somebody who really got much going for himself. You know what I'm saying? Life is is shit to him. You know what I'm saying? And they use him like that. The only thing, he just didn't have to sacrifice his life. You know, he did that deed, and now he's a millionaire.
Yeah, rich. You know,
right.
You know, all that fake crying, you know, that childhood like crying, that was just fake. It was bad acting.
Right.
That's for one. And also, too, you know, one of his statements when he's on the stand, he started crying and said, "I didn't do nothing wrong." Really? Good night.
Yeah, and they tried to say it was self-defense, but when I seen the footage, I didn't see nobody attacking him.
Nobody was attacking him.
The only reason why they was trying to
in the crowd, they started running.
The only reason why they was trying to do something to him is because to get that damn gun out of his hand, the dude that hit him with the skateboard.
Yeah.
He was just trying to neutralize the situation so the dude couldn't hurt nobody else.
Oh, if that man who hit him with the skateboard would have just angled it a different way, they would have got that gun out of his head.
Yeah, I believe they would have had to set that up better.
Yeah,
somebody would have had to be coming, like from the back of him to where the gun is pointing in another direction.
Yeah.
They would have had to come from that angle right there. You know what I'm saying? And the dude with the skateboard, could have cracked him in the side of the head or something like that. And they could have, you're right, they could have got it. But it was something that was at the spur of the moment right there.
Yeah,
so it's real difficult to strategize in a situation like that, in a pop-up situation.
Absolutely.
And just being the fact that this guy does have an AR-15, regardless of how much you strategize, this guy still does have the upper hand. You got to, just hope that the Lord is with you on this.
Right.
Because them AR-15s is no joke.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You out of here.
Yeah, them damn things, they are no joke. They seeming like they so common now, but in reality, that is a very fierce assault rifle.
Yes, it is.
They are nothing to play with, and they're better than like the M16s and the AKs. Mm-hmm. They're better than them. They're not going to jam up. From what I hear, they don't jam. None of that.
Well, let's go to verse 23.
Okay, verse 23. And they shall comfort you when ye see their ways and their doings, and ye shall know that I have not done without cause. All that I have done in it, said the Lord God. And this is once again, this is the comforting. The comforting don't mean you're gonna be relaxed. No, you're gonna be on edge like I don't know what, because you're gonna be like, hey, look, man, we gotta cut this stuff out, or more stuff is gonna happen.
Right.
You be comforted, like I said, it means you're pretty much rested in the understanding that you have of why the Lord did all this. You know what I'm saying? You understand why the Lord's just not doing this stuff just to flex His power up on us and stuff like that. We see why we're deserving this.
Right. Right, and also too, you can't say that you was never born, and that you to a certain extent. I mean, some people don't know better, but one thing the Most High doesn't do, he doesn't set you up for failure. You see what I'm saying? He always warns you through the prophets and priests. God is not coming down here directly to speak with you.
Right.
But men like me and him, we are the messengers. Right. We have to send you a message to let you know what is going to happen before it does. You feel me? All right. So, all right, moving forward. Next chapter. If you could, Baba Shah.
Ezekiel chapter 15 and verse 1. And the word of the Lord came into me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, what is the vine tree more than any tree, or than a branch which is among the trees of the forest?
And that's the Most High asking Ezekiel a question, of course, through the angel of the Most High, who are also messengers as well. And that's the question: what is the vine tree more than any tree, or than a branch which is among the trees in the forest?
Right. The vine tree is where the grapes come in at,
the fruits.
Right. Like what I was said, it's asking a question. What it is, he's asking the prophets questions, so the prophets will start to think.
Right.
He want to see what you're gonna come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Opening your understanding, y'all.
Right.
What the hell the Egyptians say? The third eye. Yeah, the pineal gland, your third eye, and all that. This is the real third eye knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That garbage that they talking about, I don't know what the hell. Ain't no knowledge come behind that.
Right.
But this is the Most High is asking these questions. You know what I'm saying? These rhetorical questions that he asked is for you to open up your mind and see. You know what I'm saying? And see what he's talking about. Get on his page.
Right. Because that's the thing. Like that the Most High wants us to be in the same mind as Him, meaning like in the spirit of the Lord. Like when you when you do something, like when you do a righteous deed or make great decisions, in life based on the Bible, you have the spirit of the Lord on you, and that influence comes from the Most High. And just to let you know, there's no Holy Trinity. That spirit that's always spoken about, that righteous spirit, the spirit of the Lord that comes from the Lord. That's why it says the spirit of the Lord.
Right.
All right, not the spirit of, this and this and that. It says the spirit of the Lord, and that's what all the prophets had when it came to concerning righteous deeds and making great decisions based on our people or based on in our lives.
Right.
All right. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Verse 3. Shall wood be taken thereof to do any work, or will men take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereon?
That's another question.
Right.
So, like, what does that mean? You may ask yourself, what does that mean? Shall wood be taken thereof to do any work, or will men take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereof? Now, some of these words might be a little biblical, a little confusing for you.
Right. So they're designed to make you think.
Yeah.
That's what they're designed for. They're designed to make you think. These scriptures right there is not designed for you to immediately break it down.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's to make you think.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when we see, shall wood be taken thereof to do any work, is wood taken to do work? Yes, wood is actually taken to do work because you make a whole lot of stuff out of it.
Absolutely.
And it says, or will men take a pin of it to hang any vessel thereon? To hang up stuff, to hang stuff, pegs.
Right.
That's what we would call pegs. It's like you got a dude that, made a whole wooden tree house only out of pegs.
Right.
You seen that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah.
I gotta say that was pretty fresh.
Yeah, no, I like looking at stuff like that.
Yeah, I do too.
What is it called? Architecture?
Yeah. I always had a real big fascination with tree houses anyway.
Me too.
Yeah, I always thought that was just so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Tree houses or glass houses.
Right. Yeah. Glass houses.
Yeah, but I like the glass houses to where, like, if you're inside, you can see outside, but people from outside can't see inside.
Right.
I'm just like, how do you do that?
Right. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, how about this? How about an ice house?
Oh yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
They got an ice hotel out there where you can go and you can rent ice rooms.
That's dope.
Now think about it, because it's warmer on the inside than what it is on the outside because it's insulated.
And that's crazy.
The Eskimo type stuff.
Yeah. And it's insulated to the point where it doesn't melt.
Right.
I'm just like, that's amazing.
Right. That's crazy. They got ice amazing. Crystal tables.
Yep.
Ice bases and all kind of designer ice stuff. Just out of ice.
That's amazing. Like it's then like out of this world, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's something that's not normal, like a normal building. You know
right.
What I mean? And wood is used for a lot of things, like you said, like paper.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like being a kid, finding out that paper comes from wood. I'm like, how?
Right.
And then they going on YouTube. Okay, you remember that channel, How It's Made?
Right.
Yeah, just seeing how it's made, I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
How about this one? Glass is made from sand.
Oh yeah.
That's another one.
Oh yeah. and look right here.
Right
here.
Made from sand, and people be blowing glass and making shapes and stuff out of it. I do remember when I worked at Executive West, the hotel, you had an ice chef.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? The ice chef, he would make it'd be events, he'd make like swans out of the ice. He'd do all kind of stuff like that. And he was a real chef. He couldn't cook worth nothing. But he could work the hell out that ice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude was carrying when it come to cooking.
Oh yeah.
But when it came to, making sculptures out of that ice, he was bad. So I think that they took with them ice hotels, they probably had a bunch of those ice chefs.
I bet.
Or ice architects or something like that. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead and get that thing together because that stuff is pretty damn fresh.
Sure.
Yeah. And you got to think about it. It's got to be real safe also.
Yes.
Because the wrong piece of ice is breaking just.
Yeah, sharp pieces.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or heavy pieces just breaking, just come crashing down or something like that. So you got to be a bad dude. You got to, you got to know what the temperature is like at all times.
Yes.
Or where you're going to be at, where you're building that at.
Yeah.
The drops, the raises in temperature, you got to know all of that.
All that. I like how I like how they preserve it for hours to where it doesn't melt.
Right.
And I believe a lot of that is what, dry ice?
Yeah, dry ice. Dry ice is pretty mean stuff too.
Yeah, but it's very dangerous to touch with bare hands.
Yeah. Because dry ice is what they use in like the meat packing plant that I work for, the slaughterhouse and everything. They box up the meat, they throw that dry ice in there.
Yeah, keep it
Yeah, dry ice can burn you.
It can burn you, yeah. So you got to wear special gloves.
Right.
Or equipment, so to speak. But so the whole point of that is that the Most High is asking, this question to Ezekiel, to pretty much like Tarab said, to get his mind working. You know what I mean? Because our minds are machines.
Right.
So if you don't exercise your mind, you're gonna have a dead mind. All right. You want to say more about the precept? You want to move on?
No, we say more about the precept. Yeah, it says like we were just talking about, this is to open your mind up, and to make you think. And then we'll go into like the 4th verse. It says, behold, it is cast into the fire for fuel. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much remember the scripture we talk about, the work should be burned up or the soul would be saved.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is kind of bouncing off that a bit. The fire devours both the ends of it and the midst of it is burned.
So like the smoke, the fire.
Right. It is meat for any work.
Right.
Yeah, you're trying to burn, fire. You just take, the stuff that you depends, you put the vessel, throw them in the fire.
Right.
You can take the wood that you do anything with, and throw that and fuel the fire.
Right.
And I think about this has to do with the works of Jerusalem being actually burned up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? All of the great things that we think that we was doing, the great things that we think that we was building, and how do you put this into today's time? Sad to say, but for everybody that's building, these things, that's trying to, build this and that here in America, all of that stuff ain't nothing but fuel for the goddamn fire.
Absolutely.
That's all it is fuel for the fire.
And hints at the lake of fire.
Right.
And also too hints at what Christ said to one of the disciples. He said, "It won't be not one stone upon a stone."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like a brick upon a brick. Like these buildings that we see, like every downtown is very big, very huge, very, very beautiful. But it's not going to be beautiful anymore for a time. When Yahushua returns, everything's going to be crashing down.
Right. Everybody trying to buy a house, burnt up. We already know how they got burnt up during the time of right before the Barack Obama got put into office. Remember all of that stuff that happened in the 70s where blacks and Hispanics would start buying houses?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And everybody just thought this was so great, and everybody swooned to it. Everybody just ran straight to that and started buying up these houses. And see, here's the thing. What happened was the people that knew what was going on, that had the insider knowledge, which was a whole lot of Amalekites and a whole lot of devils and everything, regular devils, right? They invested, but what they did, they put insurance upon their investment. So when it all crashed, because they knew it was tumbling down.
Oh yeah.
Man, come on. They know they don't never buy into the same bull stuff that we buy into.
Right.
They know how America feels about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We get fooled into thinking times is getting better. Racism is going away. They know better than that. They sat back and laughed. You know what I'm saying? And they put insurance up on that deal right there. So when it did crash, they became filthy rich.
Right.
And you know who was one of the top women that became the richest off of it? Penny Princeton, or who was Barack Obama's financial advisor.
Of course.
That work burnt straight the hell up. We thought we were making a hell of a power move. You can't make power moves like that, especially when you're integrated.
Right.
Martin Luther King had just got us integrated years prior to that.
Right.
So when you're integrated, means whatever you got belongs to everybody.
Right.
And people don't understand that part. But whatever they have only belongs to them. What you have belongs to everybody.
Right.
That's what integration is really about.
It really is. Yeah, you have nothing of your own.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I mean, anytime that you give your money away, you're not going to see it again.
Right, exactly.
And that's why Black Wall Street was beautiful. But the thing is, if you think about it, you know, when it got destroyed, you got to ask yourself, why did it get, destroyed? Like watching the classes and learn from the men above me, the Lord was not with them.
Right.
Now, a lot of people might be like, damn, but how did they have a Black Wall Street? Well, it was flourishing for them, only for a time.
Yeah.
If they were real men of the Lord, that never would have happened.
And you know what? The Lord might have started out being with them.
Right.
He might have started out that way.
But towards the end,
right,
it fell apart.
Just like the Haitian Revolution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It started out good, but it ended like also too started not to cut you off. I think about Samson.
Yeah, that's another situation.
But now with Samson, we know his actual sin. It fell upon him later.
Right.
You feel me? And he lost his eyes. And but I mean, honestly, with that story, the most glorious part is when he prayed to the Most High and he pulled down the pillars.
Yeah.
I love that story.
He killed 3,000 of them. He killed more of them in his death than he ever killed in his life, which was also a prophecy. I love the story of Samson because it's deep on so many levels.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start doing more classes on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start doing more teaching the classes on that particular thing and comparing it to other books in the Bible to show that Samson's life was a prophecy of what would go on with the nation of Israel in the last days.
Right.
To be a prophet, it ain't just you speaking.
Right.
Your life is also a sign too.
Right.
Just like Job, his life was a sign, also going directly with Samson. You know what I'm saying? It's going directly in line with his. His life was also a prophecy too of what the nation of Israel would go through in the last days. You know what I'm saying? His life was the same thing. I mean, think about it. You had all the swords and all of that.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening with the Gadites, the smallpox?
Yep.
Job had smallpox. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Outside the ICBK, people ain't got a goddamn clue. Job had smallpox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the same thing when you go into the history of the Gadites that they were known for having here in America was smallpox.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Remember, he had the boils on his skin and he was scraping them off and stuff like that.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same type of stuff. He had a whole lot of the same stuff that we were known for getting. You know what I'm saying? Notice how strong the Gadites were at first before they started getting them blankets.
Right.
And then Job mentioned times where he was real strong and he was a father to the fatherless and he was this. And anytime he spoke, everybody would listen. You know what I'm saying? And he laughed at them, then they would act like he didn't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they would sit back and think, man, why Job laughing at us? What we doing wrong? What he think is just so funny? What we need to do to straighten it out? They like that. Job, he said, if I laughed upon them, they ain't even want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? They start thinking about themselves like, man, what are we doing wrong?
Right.
Job's laughing at us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how they would start thinking. They started to get, afraid and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And sad and stuff like that.
That powerful influence.
Right, exactly. It's kind of similar to, we got a little bit of that. I ain't even gonna lie. I remember the slavery.
I thought you were talking about in school.
No, we do. Yes, we do got that. Yeah, we definitely do.
Yeah, you think the general's laughing with you? They laughing at your ignorance.
Well, right, like right, exactly. I mean? Make you really think about yourself. Like, damn,
Yeah, and then you thinking that they laughing with you. They laughing at the ignorance. Now you find out it's that next thing that he's about to say. You just been cut.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. Right.
It makes you rethink, like, oh, man.
But you know what? Here's the funny thing about it, because even the brothers in the world have a small smidgen of that. And I done seen it, like working with heathens and everything. They would do certain customs and we'd laugh and make fun of them for doing it, and they'd stop it. And they started, here's the funny thing about it.
Yeah.
They eventually started kind of acting like us.
Yeah.
They started telling on each other. To us,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our influence was that strong, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Where we'd be like, them, they be eating them goddamn dogs, and they'd be such and such, and we laughing at them, and like, why they laughing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Why they laughing? Like, no, man, see, I don't eat the dog, man. I don't eat dog. You know what I'm saying? They start turning it into individuals and every damn thing, man. I don't eat dog, man. No, them motherfuckers now, but they eat dog.
Also, too, and someone should say, no, I lost my thought. But no, that's accurate. That's exactly how they are, as far as the influence. Oh yes, like there's a precept. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a precept about how we influence other nations, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
mm-hmm. And then ain't there another one that's the other way around?
And yes, it goes both ways.
Both ways.
Here's the thing: what we gotta do is we want to be the dominating factor inside that, inside that type of influence right there. Yes, right. We influence them and they influence us.
Right.
Because that's what America's about. America's this damn bowl of disgusting gumbo.
Right.
Of how we influence them and they're influencing us. Mm-hmm. But the thing of it is they ain't God's chosen and we are.
Right.
And see, here's the thing. And even out of the 12 tribes, the tribe of Judah, you know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. even has the most influence. That's why when you see in the scriptures, and the Lord says, I was angry with Judah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Specifically. And that's why I say, sometimes I can't help but to think, maybe, the tribe of Judah is not mature enough right now for the other tribes to even cling on to us like that. Maybe that's the staggering point right there that's going on, because it don't seem like, look what the hell we're doing though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at a lot of the stuff that we're doing.
That was a strong point.
Think about it. Issachar, with the way that they are, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these Hispanic tribes, with the way that they are, how they're, so friendly and such, and how they ready to feed everybody and they this and that, and they all can pile up in one house, 20 of them in one house and stuff like that. Now, do you look at us, on the other hand, we can't stand to live with, you know what I'm saying?
One other person.
Yeah, we can't even stand that. And then we the first damn ones to talk about every nigga folks have his own. Every nigga own his own this and that, his own that. You ain't a man if you ain't this and you ain't that. We put these impossible standards on each other during the time that we all in the fucking iron furnace. Pardon my Swahili. In the time that we all in the same damn iron furnace. And I think that is what's causing the situation of the separation like that.
Right.
Because why the hell would they join on to us and start taking on that?
Right.
Now all of a sudden they don't even want to live with the next Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Because he's too much acting like us at this point. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to live with the next damn Mexican and all of that. Now the Mexican woman who's been real family oriented and all of the time before, now she like doing all this and pointing, all in her man's face, kicking him out the damn house. You know what I'm saying? Doing the same stuff that she see the black woman do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I can't help but to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got a point. And that was a very strong point once again, because that's it right there. That's happening right now as we speak.
Right.
There's somebody in the earth that's partaking in that right now.
Right.
And then a lot of times it don't always end good.
Right.
Arguments, you know, strife, envy comes upon you, and then boom, someone's dead. Your brother dead now, or your woman got you locked up, or she got you killed. You know, just I mean, it's a lot that goes into it, and I think you're right. Like for the tribe as a whole, you know what I mean? The tribe of Judah, yeah, it's not the best influence right now.
Right, right.
Like you know, we look silly. I think that's why specifically our oppressors make fun of the Judites the most.
Yeah.
As of right now, because you know, like I love what one of the generals said. Like everybody has a time of oppression. Now, of course, the blacks and the black Hispanics in Native America, we are all getting it. We are all getting to hell, but you just see how it's being brought out.
Right.
And we are looked at as a joke. As Judites, we are looked at as a joke.
Right.
You feel me? It's crazy.
And we're looked at as being the most feared. We're the most feared. One thing because our influence and everything upon the other tribes. We're kind of like the big brother of the other tribes, especially all the Southern Kingdom.
Right.
We are really in reality, we're the big brothers of everybody else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, you know what I'm saying? You know, and the Hispanic tribes that, you know, that link on to the Southern Kingdom and everything.
Right.
We all fall pretty much under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And and here's the thing, you know, one thing that we got to learn to do in order for us to really be able to unite like that, we got to take the good things about these other tribes and incorporate that stuff ourselves. So now they got something more, you know, greater to follow now.
Right.
They got, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, for instance, the hospitality and everything that the Issacharites and all of them be having and stuff like that. We take that and we incorporate that with the tribe of Judah. That will strengthen them to do it even more. You know what I'm saying? That will strengthen them all to do it even more because they following us. You know what I'm saying? In doing so, you know, the certain things about how the, you know, how certain tribes stick together. You know what I'm saying? How, you know, this and that. You know, it will strengthen everybody. We got to take a piece of every other tribe and incorporate that inside the Southern Kingdom and the tribe of Judah. And that's going to make things way better, way easier for all the other tribes to bond with us.
And then once that does happen, you know, when that bond and we all doing the right thing like what we're doing in UK, I mean, boy, like we almost out. We out of here.
Right.
And this is ours, and we finally get the entire earth back to ourselves.
Right.
And plus more, because the Most High told us that, you know, paraphrasing that, you know, he's going to give us, like you know, as far as the kingdom of heaven, it's something that you can't even imagine. You could try to imagine it, but he's going to do so much great things for us. As far as the kingdom of heaven being our reward, that's just going to be like breathtaking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I can see us ruling over galaxies.
Yeah, I can see you saying
other planets. I just seen an article. They just said, not to get too far off of this, they just had an article that said that they're working on seeing if there's some life on Pluto or Mars or something like that. They might have found something.
You know what though?
But I don't know how accurate that article was.
If we in rulership, we don't even need the life being there. All we need to do is get the resources.
Yeah.
Because you got all of these resources. Saturn and Jupiter is full of gases.
Yeah.
We can find a way to siphon that gas from there, bring that stuff to Earth. You know what I'm saying? And be able to use those gases. You have Pluto. Pluto's full of water and ice. Yeah. Think about this for a second. We monopolize the damn waters on Pluto and start selling them to the rest of the world like a bottle of water like this, of Pluto water. Man. You know what I'm saying? This thing be $10, $15 a bottle. And we will monopolize that. You know what I'm saying? We will sit at the top of it, and it'll be far better than the alkaline and all of that stuff. The pH balance will be through the damn roof. Right. A person will drink one of those, you know what I'm saying, and be just like, man, you feel like he get all of his cells and everything, just get a huge breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like it clears all the STDs and
right,
everything.
Right. Clears all of that. Right.
All the sickness and diseases.
Right. And then think about it, we'll have access to all of this stuff. What are some of the minerals that's on these other planets? All this different type of stuff that we'll be able to use. The stuff ain't out there for no reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who knows? Maybe the Most High might bless us with an ability, you know what I'm saying, to hell, we might even be able to make planets ourselves.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I mean, like how the angels are talked about and set up, they can do things that you can't even imagine.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, only things that you just see on TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? But times 10, like, man.
Could you imagine this right here? Imagine, like, you know how the Most High and the angels is keeping everything in orbit right now all throughout the universe.
Right.
Imagine the Most High got to the point to where he put the responsibility on us to do that.
There you go.
Could you imagine that?
Yes, absolutely.
This is a group of brothers that get up every day and make sure that the sun is rising. You know what I'm saying? We would just be so loyal, so faithful in everything that we do. The Most High could have us run the whole universe. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, if you need certain resources from Jupiter, Mars, and everything, then a brother, he'll contact such and such a brother, this and that brother, and then they send a shuttle to Mars. You know what I'm saying? Or shuttles to Mars, and they have a damn space train going on. You know what I'm saying? Coming all the way through with those type of, you know what I'm saying, coals or something from Mars that's specifically needed. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff. Remember the commandment that the Most High gave in Genesis: be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To replenish something, that means it have to be in a destroyed state at that point, which it is now. That's why you can't grow food.
Yes.
That's why you have a hard time growing food right now. You know what I'm saying? Everything got something messed up in it.
Right.
But at that time, we will be replenishing the earth. At that time, to where the earth is going to be a paradise. All of that, ain't nobody going to be eating the lobster and shrimps and the crabs and stuff like that. So they will be able to do their job. We'll be able to clean the waters like they're supposed to do. And there will be predators to come to where they're not overpopulating. The predators to come to eat them, that have their own position inside the ecosystem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then this animal come and eat that one. Then such and such a this will go on and that will go on, and everything will run so smoothly.
Yeah, like a cycle.
Yeah, just like a cycle. And pestilence and all of that stuff will be put in the whatever area they need to be in, to where they ain't messing with humans, because they got whatever the hell they need to get over there, if there's even a need for them at all during that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Won't be no need for, the locusts will have their fields, so that this is stuff that don't grow too much. So they'll get their feel of what to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They'll get their feel of what to eat, and then they bounce out in their season, go somewhere else where stuff is just not growing too much, because it can get to the point where it's too much for anybody to even eat it, so it just dies and such and such. So you make sure that this thing is fed. You know what I'm saying? The birds and stuff that we catch. You want a certain type of bird that's clean to eat. As the law say. You know what I'm saying? You take the eggs and you leave the dam. Let the dam go off and get pregnant by another bird and have more eggs. And you take the eggs, raise them chicks, and now you got, you know what I'm saying, all of these. Now next thing you know, you got a whole coop of these things. You know what I'm saying? These are the ways that the earth is going to run right.
Right. Absolutely. Let's keep it going.
Okay. Also, too, if I could, there'll be no earthquakes like that. There won't be a whole lot of earthquakes because the oil will be in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be. Enough will be sapped out of it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not getting too much. But the plates will be able to slide like they need to be, so that will mean less devastating earthquakes.
Right. Shalom Christ.
Shalom Christ, what a man.
All right, let's keep going. Verse 5.
Okay, so what?
Verse 5.
Okay. Behold, when it was whole, it was meat for no work, how much less shall it be meat yet for any work, when the fire hath devoured it, and it is burned.
I think we just kind of touched on that.
Right. Verse 6. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, as the vine tree among the trees of the forest, which I have given to the fire for fuel, so will I give the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Huh?
I said, yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Right. So pretty much saying, you know what I'm saying? The people and the laborers and all of that is the fuel. You know what I'm saying? That fire, that flames up the Most High's anger.
Right. And inhabitants of Jerusalem, like, I mean, it's already gone right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's also very, very much polluted.
Right.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Verse 7. And I will set my face against them. They shall go out from one fire, and another fire shall devour them. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I set my face against them.
Yeah, I mean, like it's really saying the same thing from top to bottom, as far as like the Most High is going to keep attacking constantly. Once again, like there are 3 strands, I believe, that's reported out to the public of COVID. And then, you know, the one that I was speaking about where it's affecting kids right now in Minneapolis or just in Minnesota in general. To the point where there's a lot more children showing up to the hospitals, and it's messing with their mental to make them want to commit suicide. So not only are they in pain, agony, they've been strapped down, they're on suicide watch.
Right.
We got more security in the hospitals, is what I was just informed about. I mean, good night.
Right.
And then it's going to be another possible shutdown.
Yeah.
In Minnesota again. And this time it's going to be the 3rd one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
the 3rd of mine.
I think I came up during the 2nd and a half or first
something
and a half, something like that. It was like
I didn't lost count.
Right.
Yeah,
so that was a year ago.
Yeah. And COVID's been around since what?
2020.
2020?
No, it's like
2019.
Oh, 19.
I was just going to say 2019.
Oh yeah, because it started over China stuff first. Before it made its way here.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
And really came in like the ass under 18, but then it didn't really like stick and affect things until early 19.
Yeah.
Well, I remember because that's when everybody started getting fired and laid off. And
yeah, that was me. Yeah, I was at the job for 2 years, and then it was like, you know, this COVID thing is, you know, getting real serious. A lot of people's gonna have to work from home. I'm like, shit, well, I ain't worried about that. Like, I mean, I ain't mad. Shit, that's cool. But that didn't work out because, you know, our press is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
So I blame them for every goddamn thing.
Right.
I blame them for COVID too.
Yeah.
I blame them that it's snow outside. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
But we was coming back from the Pittsburgh deal. You know what I'm saying? The breaking ground in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
And when I seen how real this was getting at that time, because we on our way back, McDonald's and stuff was shut down.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? McDonald's and everything was shut down, and certain places had the lobbies taped off where you couldn't sit in. You just say, I'm like, man, this shit is real now.
Yeah, I think they was only just doing drive-through.
Yeah. A lot of places just doing drive-through.
Yeah, because the McDonald's at my crib, now it's back open, but it was just closed forever.
Right, I seen it.
Dairy Queen, they damn near didn't let you out in Cubs. Unless you had a mask. You know?
And this was so messed up right here too. Is the fact that I seen an MMA event where there was only like 8 people there. See that?
Yeah, they did it in empty.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
like an empty room, and then
you're right.
Do it, but yeah, that was
and this is UFC. It was quiet as hell.
Yep.
It was so quiet, you could just hear every lick. You just heard, you know what I'm saying? You could hear
every footstep, every clap.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You can hear conversations.
Yeah, them breathing.
Yeah.
And they were doing that with like basketball too. I remember seeing basketball, like they didn't have nobody in that stadium.
Yeah.
They had just the team members playing, and you know everybody on the bench and shit like that. But That
it was just like them niggas just sit here. It was just at the gym.
Yeah, pretty much. and when does McDonald's close down?
Wow,
Walmart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about school, talking about major sports, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
You wanted to get something at the liquor store, you had to get it from outside.
Yeah.
You couldn't even get inside the liquor store. They running your stuff outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, halfway figuring out the door. What you want?
Yeah, doing that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. What size? All right.
Amazon was booming.
Oh yeah, I know they was just like
stuff. Yeah, loving it.
Yeah, they was making plenty bread.
Right.
Uber Eats.
Yeah, the Door Dashes and all of that kind of stuff. They was they was making a killing.
It's actually slowing down because with the Ubers and the Lyfts, it's a lack of demand. No, I'm just like it's a higher demand because of less drivers. You know what I mean?
The odd driver, they got to work round the damn clock. Huh?
Oh yeah, a lot of people too. Just within a couple of months, it was just reported that a lot of people just quit their job to work from home because the numbers are getting high, not just in Minnesota but in other places. And plus, they're saying winter as well. They don't know how this winter's going to be, especially with COVID.
Yeah.
So, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, all the traveling through that, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to think about the add-on stress of, God damn, does this nigga over here have COVID?
Right.
Does he have it? You know what I'm saying? You got to think about all of that, you know what I'm saying? And you got to work with that damn mask on. And, you know what I'm saying? If you work inside some building where it's hot and you got to wear that mask too, you're that bad boy, you can't even breathe. Yeah, it's just way too much going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You like, man, you think you in there, you thinking everybody got COVID, everybody thinking you got
it. Right.
So people's acting real funny, you know what I'm saying? Right. They can't even get the job done. You know what I'm saying? But I'm worried about rather who got it and who don't.
Right. You can't even cough around nobody these days.
All right, you coughing, everybody, whoa, you got that shit. Right. It's you. Stay away from him. You know, he got it.
Okay, let's keep going. No, that's true.
Verse 8.
Oh, 7.
Oh.
Yeah,
7. Verse 7 again.
And
I will set, verse 7, and I will set my face against them, and they shall go out from one fire, and another fire shall devour them. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I set my face against them.
Right. Once again, I don't know if y'all seen social media or on the news about the just how the murder rate has went up and the homicides. Right. The homicides that happened in Minnesota this year so far is it surpassed last year and 2018. No, slightly. 2020 and 2019. And I'm talking about towards the middle of this year, it surpassed it. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it really surpassed. Like the homicides are happening so frequently. You know, people are just scared to even go outside. You know what I mean? And then let's talk about all the children who got hit by stray bullets over North Minneapolis, all over the earth.
Right.
Like every time I go on that app news break, I just see different cities. It's like similar stories. And it's like, this is not a coincidence. All these fires, all these crashes, all these, killings and accidental deaths, all types of stuff.
Right.
It's like every story is damn near the same every day, every week.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's sad to even look at those articles. It's like, the Lord is not playing with us.
Right.
And people just don't take that into consideration, man. Because it can happen to anybody, any of us. You know what I mean? It's best to be on the side of the Most High instead of the other side, because that other side is painful.
Right.
All right, you want to keep going unless you want to say something. You got it.
Verse 8. That I will make the land desolate because they have committed a trespass, said the Lord.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We are going against the Most High every time. And every time that happens, I mean, you will get punished.
Right.
You know, if you want to escape the Most High's wrath, all you got to do is serve him.
Right.
And now, it's better said than done. That's why we have the ISUPK, man. We have a sanctuary. This is where you are protected and safe.
Right.
Just like Job had that hedge. Where did that hedge come from? It came from the Most High.
Right.
Now, if you would have listened to, it was his wife.
Right.
You shall curse God and die.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If he would have listened to his wife, he would have been dead like she was.
Yeah, that's why you gotta tell a woman to shut the hell up.
Right. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to think here.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to make sure I make the right decision for us, not just me, but us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't be selfish.
Right. She's trying to make you make rash decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That are stupid. In reality, Job's wife was only, with the Lord as long as Job was doing good.
Exactly. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now she's like, you just curse God and die. I'll get another husband.
Right. Well, you ain't finna get one because you dead now.
Right.
And then also too the children, man. He burned those incense for his children because he knew that they were sinning.
Right.
And even that didn't stop.
Right.
Stop the Most High. Go ahead.
In a sense, is it almost like when Eve was saying like, eat this fruit, like it's
it's the same thing.
It's okay.
Right. It's the same thing.
Yep.
That's why a man got to leave his house.
Turn it back.
Right. That's why a man got to leave his house. Don't give a damn how much money you make or anything like that. That's another thing too. Only in the black community do we think that a poor man shouldn't have a wife.
Right.
Nobody else on the planet thinks like that.
Right.
Yeah, right.
But it's awfully funny because everybody else on the planet is high up above us.
Right.
So either they wrong and we right, or either we right and they wrong.
Right.
Well, you got to think about which one is it. And the results prove it. Obviously, they must have it right because, hell, they all reigning and riding high above us right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The damn rice farmer, that concept don't come into the rice farmer's house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with like Issachar rice and the 10 tribes and everything, they ain't held to that damn standard.
Not at all.
It's only the Southern Kingdom to do that stupid stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody else seems to do that. The Mexican dude, he can go out selling fruit. You know what I'm saying? He go out selling fruit or anything like that, or doing some type of low-level job. He can go shoveling horse feces at Churchill Downs. He's still gonna come home and have respect from his woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which that is a common job, of Issachar rice in Louisville, Kentucky, working for that racetrack. And they ain't jockeys and stuff like that. They ain't got no prestigious jobs in there either. They in there shoveling and cleaning them horse stalls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that same man could still come home and have that 6-pack of Modelo waiting for him. His wife love him. You know what I'm saying? And honor him and stuff like that. Good tortillas cooked. You know what I'm saying? They understand that the purpose of marriage. And see, that's why I say, I don't think it's too expedient that they join on to the tribe of Judah that fast. You know what I'm saying? Because of a lot of times our ways, they only got to join in through the ISUPK, or they're gonna be all messed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they mess around and they know all of a sudden, the Issacharite woman got all kind of goddamn mouth and all of that. And that's why the scriptures say that I was angry with Judah.
Right.
Because we are the most influential out of the tribes, believe it or not. It's the truth. And the Most High punished you according to your stature. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why we were the ones that was getting bull whipped and pulled apart by the horses and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's one of the reasons for that. And one of the reasons why the tribe of Levi went through all the stuff that they went through, and the tribe of Benjamin, the buck breaking and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? These are utterly humiliating type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you get punished according to your stature. You know what I'm saying? Every tribe gets punished horribly.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Every tribe gets punished severely and horribly. But when you held the stature of kingship, the rulership, and the priesthood, and things like that, you get messed up the most. The tribe of Gad got messed up because in the scripture would it say a portion with the lawgiver was he seated. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
means he was seated. Right. Who was he seated with? The tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why the Gadites were taking and putting the full headdress on Judite brothers and everything, because they understood the kingship and the order in that. But they were also, the tribe of Gad was also seated with Judah in the lawgivers thing. It wasn't like that when we was as a nation, but in the last days, that was prophesied by Jacob that would happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why we kicked so much behind here together, Judah and Gad together, and ran a whole lot of them devils and stuff out of them places, them cities that we had. You know what I'm saying? To where, we were always in peace at that time. We came together. He, the Gadite dude, came to the Judite brothers, and all of the Gad and Judah's elders came together and said, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And we assembled everything together in the war and ran them the hell up out of there. And the land had peace for 40 years, as the book of Judges always say.
Yeah, very great book. Going even back to Samson.
Right. I like going into Judges because Judges directly correlates a lot of times with the slave wars and stuff that we had here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gaspar Yanga. And that 40 years is always significant. Because when we took the lands and stuff here, the land had peace for 40 years, just like in the book of Judges. Gaspar Yanga ran them out of that, piled up with them other Issacharites. He was he was a royalty, you know what I'm saying? Right. In Africa, Gaspar Yanga was royalty. You can't just take a royal dude and then just make him a slave.
Right, no, you can't.
That's why they wanted to kill off all the royalties and stuff like that. He was one of the Issacharites that was part of the Issacharites that ran into Africa with us during the time of 70 AD. You know what I'm saying? Linked up with his brothers, and they took all of that stuff. They took that portion of land over, and the land had rest for 40 years.
Yeah, give him a hand. That's on point. A lot of people don't know what you just said either. That's perfect. That was the last verse?
Yeah, that was the last verse right there.
Okay. Let's go to that. Yes, you did. Elijah. Elijah needs to sit up.
Elijah, yes. Upon that you're done, let's face east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw. Bashamayim. Kadash. Ayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakaka. Abaa. Radzaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baharataza. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Bathalanaw. Kam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Wasalak now. Wapi now. Wala Dawaya now. Wanasai one. Gabal. Ramshai now. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Malakwa. Wa Allah. Wa Lawalayam. Aman.
In the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Give us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Allahayim, Mayan, Yabaa, Azariah, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Maya, Warataza, Al Yatan, Namawat, Regoka, Al Yanawam, Shamarka, Anaa, La, Yanawam, Wala, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yashala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al, Yad, Yamyanka, Yamam, Hashamash, La, Yakaka, Bayarak, Bayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Nakal, Rai, Yashamar, Abnapashta, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazahata, Wabuaka, Mayata, Wide, Iwalam.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord shall shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. From this time forth and even forevermore.
Prayer for the cock, the power, in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Babakashah. Dandanau. The cock. Narpa'a. Kalmakala. Wakal Marawa. The cock. That's a heart. Montezariah. The cock. The Haki. Hamaki. The cock. Arakawa. Matama'ala. The Garshan. Bashim Yahushua. Wada.
Power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashim Yahushua. Baraklanau. Wayasha'ala. Wabayat. Taria. Rapa'ah. Magan. So you name a loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once.
All right, for the names that we missed online, Davis family. UPK Minnesota. All of Israel. Yahweh. Yahushua. Angels. Generals. Captains. Officers. Troopers. Students. Sisters. Children. All of Israel. Israelite School UPK. ISUK Minnesota.
All ISUPK.
ISUPK
Minnesota. ISUPK California.
You go ahead, Mom. So you just want to say something. You got it. Yes.
If you're prepared, that story is true.
No, but we still up there for school anyway. Father Israel side school.
Go.
Yeah, come on.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
Benjamin. James. Barakapah. Annalie. McIntosh friend. Raphael Santana. All of Israel.
It's like Officer 500 is a body.
Officer 500 is a body.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Also Payala. Trooper Shakam. Also Kabaganaz.
All of Israel.
Also the Bar like all of Israel.
All of the reservations.
All the reservations.
Bashim Yahushua. Tawaraman.
In English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us in Israel. In the school. Bless He'll protect. our loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai. I thank you. So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damiyah.
Lakar.
Al-Takarash. Wa al-Tashakwat. Kayahana. Al-Yabika. Yahama. Yawan. Rash. Al-Imaka. Al-Yama. Suwada. Wayata. Yantazawa. Tazawapanka. Marwa. Lakawa. Wanakidam. Magaria. Wala. Yasakar. Sham. Yashala. Wada. Kaya. Yantazawa. Malaba. Yakadwa. Aliyaka. Aliyah. Arathwa. Aliyah. Alwam. War. Yashamai. Aliyam. Moab. Wagarium. Gabal. Waimawan. Waimalak. Palashah. Ain. Yeshabia. That's a war. Gam. Ashawar. Nalawa. Amam. Hayawa. Zarwa. Banya. Lawat. Salah. Ashiala Hum. Kamadian. Yasara. Kanyabian. Nakao. Kayashwan. Nashabadwa. Rayandara. Hayawa. Naman. Dama. Shatamba. Nada. Yab. Mawa. Kayarab. Work as a Abba. Work as a Bak. Work as a Zal. Manai. Ka. Nasayakamwa. Ashar. Amarwa. Yarasha. Nawa. Nawa. Alahayam. Alahaya. Sayatamba. Kagalka. Kwash. Sapanya. Rawaka'a. Kaash. Abara. Yara. Wakalahaba. Dalahat. Haryam. Khan. Daradama. Basiraka. Ubasa. Upatha. Tabalaham. Malaa. Panyaham. Kalawan. Wabakashwa. Kash. Yahawah. Wabashwa. Wabaawa. Idea. Wakaparwa. Wabadwa. Wadawa. Kayata. Ka. Yahawah. Labaka. Aliyawan. Ka. Aharataza.
In the English, keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
And have taken crafty counsel.
And take the crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come. Let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
But be in the nation.
Be in a nation.
That the name of Israel.
That the name of Israel.
May be no more in remembrance.
May be no more remembrance.
For they are consulted together.
Yeah, consulted together.
With one consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against
you.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab. The Garians. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines of the inhabitants of Tyre. The shore also joined with them. They have hope their children of Lot. Salah. Unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. As the brook of Kison. Which Perez endured. They became a dung for the earth. Make the lowest like a rib. And like to eat. Yea. Are the princes as a bar. And as a moon. Who said, let's take to ourselves the house of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As a fire burns the wood. As the flames hit the mountains on fire. To persecute them with thy tempest. And make them afraid with thy storm. Through the faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Lord. Let it be confounded in trouble. Forever. Yea. Let it be put to shame. And perish. That men may know that thou. Whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things live.
And all things live.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh
In the name of Yahweh.
listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
Teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
In the school.
In the school.
Send evils and curses.
Evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
Shake loose.
The treasure of the rich of Israel.
Treasure of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
Refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter thy sanctuary.
Enter thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
To the evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And all the nations.
And all the nations.
And the drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court systems.
Court systems.
Prison systems. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our
All the
enemies.
governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Tactical Matazi. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. Nazi space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. There were access channels. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any thy people. That seek to stop us. Bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. That stand in the way. Will try to stop us. From broadcasting your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house. Of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael and Gabriel. Come down to fire saucers. Punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause to be known by all. That it is the angels. That have done it. Cause to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it.
So.
All right, that concludes the Sabbath service. Shalom, Israel.